Welcome ladies and gents and the eFootball warriors, the sweaty grinders and of course the tactical masterminds. So yesterday's comments were pretty wild. People saying that they don't concede more than 2 shots a game with this tactic. Others claiming you're only cooking because you've got a meta squad. So let's put that to the test. Today we're going to be facing a top 10,000 rated Division 1 player, and trust me, this man had the kind of squads that will make your controller tremble. By the end of it, he completely lost his head and you could practically hear the controller sliding across the table. Now let's take a look at the lineup he brought to war. Buffon between the sticks. Man's basically a monument at this point. Cannavaro and Nesta locking down the centre. Lilian Thuram on one side, Zanetti on the other. No space, no mercy. Midfield, Rijkaard and Hullet, a double pivot of nightmares. And the front four, Baggio, Vieri, Totti and Nedved. Icon after icon after icon. This guy's team looked like a Ballon d'Or ceremony from the early 2000s. Honestly, shout out to his mum's credit card because that squad cost more than my rent. Bet she's still trying to convert the eFootball coins back into real currency. And here's what I was rocking with. No proper anchor man, which I normally have in this midfield, but my midfield was purely running on vibes. Had to drag in a couple of lone players just to fill the gaps. I don't even like Lukaku in eFootball. Stiff turns, heavy touches, but with my bench, I had really no choice. Still, it's not about the stars, it's about the system. So I went in with a possession-based structure, defensive instructions set to my fullbacks, and man marking on Nedved and Totti, plus a back line that pressed like their contracts depended on it. So early on in this game, what I was doing was just throwing a few hopeful long balls in behind his defence to Lukaku. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to get him thinking that I'm just going to keep going in behind him. So Lukaku could eventually drop off a little bit and maybe spin and do a few 1-2s. But, you know, you can see here, I'm getting complete control. And the key part about this formation and tactic is that it helps you get the ball, right? Creating the chances is up to you, but you're going to have plenty of opportunity to do it because you've got the numerical advantage in that midfield, but you have to wait for your midfielders to move up. So that's all I'm doing here. And all I'm doing is like throwing the ball into areas and then trying to pick up the pieces if I can. Yeah, the ball might drop my way, he might press the wrong button. That's what I'm sort of looking for there. But eventually, you know, I get Lukaku here and I'm just picking my passes now because I've got all this time. And Rijkaard and Hullet in that midfield area, they cover a lot of ground. They really do. But here, what a beautiful over-the-top through ball. It was perfect. My player ran onto that. Absolutely beautiful finish. I mean, there's literally nothing you can do about this. And then from the restart, you know, he gave the ball away cheaply, but then I could just see he lost his head. You know, when players just like throwing slide tackles everywhere, and I was just thinking, well, you know, I'm going to go easy on you and hopefully you'll get your head back in the space and, you know, have some time. But he's still throwing them in tackles. I thought the ball there would have gone over the top, but it wasn't quite to be. But he's, yeah, you can see he's lost his head. He's just so frustrated with this formation and tactic because he offered nothing. Literally had nothing going on. But then he made a change. He changed his attacking strategy down in the bottom left hand corner there. You can see it's one red bar. And that did actually change the game for him because I was struggling then to find a solution. Because I was like, okay, well, do I leave mine neutral? I'll see how it goes for the first 5 or 10 minutes. See if I'm happy with it. Things were looking up. I mean, like right here, once Lukaku gets through, I should have super cancelled that. Because I knew he was going to take it with his right foot. Should have super cancelled it, brought it onto his left and curled it in. I don't know why I didn't. And I was actually aiming towards the far post, but he shot at the near post. So I don't know what that was all about. Probably because it was his weaker foot. And accuracy for the weaker foot is way down now, especially for shooting and passing. So, and I'm massively grateful to Konami about that because that used to really bug me. That the weak foot wasn't having that much of an effect. But here, he throws in a cross, and Vieri and Baggio. I mean, thank God it went to Baggio, because I think Vieri would have scored that. But then, my son came in the room. I look over my shoulder. I pressed the button, stupidly by accident, and I passed it directly to him. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've given this guy a way back into this game. and give him a little bit of hope. And that's the last thing I wanted to do, because I think I was sort of stifling him and making him run out of options. But he was still aggressive in the tackle. Nedved was getting a little bit more joy down this right hand side because he's pushed further on with the attacking strategy. So I still wasn't overly happy with how the game was running. I felt like the balance was sort of shifting. Not really in his favour. It was still pretty even. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like I liked the way the game was going. I tried changing to defensive style, and eventually I matched him like for like with an attacking strategy. But here you can sort of see I tracked the run of his other player because my other defender let him go, so I had to drop in, meaning he had a free shot. If he did a stunning shot, he might have scored there, but he didn't, so I was kind of grateful for that. But here you can sort of see I was going through a bit of pain with my attacking defense strategy was set to defensive there, but now it's set to offensive. Now it's set to attacking. I'm matching him like for like. This is probably the way I should have went, because after this chance here, which fell to Baggio again, there's two sort of far post headers he had. I mean, they're not easy headers to pull off, but I wasn't happy about those just getting right through. But then Lukaku here runs through, smashes one, great save, and look at this. This is comedy gold. Smashes it off the post. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Two golden opportunities. I get the ball here. My man's running through. I was thinking, oh, if you can just find him, but no, Thuram. You're not going to get past Thuram like that. Absolute beast as a fullback. Probably the best right back, defensive right back in the game by quite some margin. Like, I win the majority of headers generally in my matches, but I couldn't do anything about Vieri in this game. But then again, these players that I've got are not the greatest. It's got a little bit scrappy in the middle here. I managed to find my way through, and as soon as this opens up, I'm like, yes. I was like in two minds. Fired across as a low cross, or just drill it, and I hit the bar. It's so unfortunate. But suddenly the game started to open up for me now, and I shift the ball here, open to Lukaku, and what does he do? Hit the post. I was thinking, not again, not again. But thankfully I got the rebound, and this time got the ball back easily. Little 1-2 around the corner. He's lost his mind this time, and I thought this time I'm not messing. If you're going to lose your mind, I'm going to take advantage of that. Look at him throwing slide tackles everywhere. Thank you very much. Cross it in, tap in. 3-1. He's definitely not coming back from that. He goes crazy and does this. I don't know what he was doing. He spent literally 120 seconds putting everyone in defense, and I was thinking, mate, you've lost it completely. I've never seen anything like this. He's actually absolutely gone wild. So then you sort of have to wait for restarts like this, and I was like, oh, come on, dude, just take the loss, quit out. You know, it happens to the best of us. We all lose at some point. He's gone all out defense now. 4 seconds remaining on the clock. I was like, come on, man. And I thought, I know what he's going to do. He's going to keep passing around the back of his defense, back to his goalkeeper, and that is exactly what he did. And I was like, okay, so you're happy with the loss? You're taking the loss? That's kind of a strange mentality. The irony is he's called Cool Kev. I don't think there's anything cool going on in his house at this time. But yeah. And I was like, now while he's doing this, I'm taking into my head his pattern of passing. So I know I was slowly getting a figure of where he's going to go. I was unlucky there. And then look at this. I select my furthest left player to go across. He doesn't go on that occasion, but I put my right player on the right hand side. But look at this. Watch. I switch to my left player. He goes back again. He will make it go in an error in a minute because I've got him. I cut out the passing lane down there. Goes across field. I figured he was going to go backwards. He's then going to go and this at this point I was like, okay, I got you. And then bang, tap in, 4-1. From minute one, the tactic locked him down. His icons couldn't breathe, Hullet started playing sideways, Totti and Nedved went missing. By half time I could feel the frustration building. He had the names, I had the game, and this right here was a tactical clinic. And the best part, I'm barely using any top tier players. If you want the exact tactical breakdown, including player instructions and formation tweaks, then go check out yesterday's video. And if you haven't already done so, please drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know who's the toughest squad you've beaten so far in eFootball using the Unstoppable tactics. Unstoppable tactic, broken hearts, and plenty more coming soon. Until next time, guys, stay sharp, stay locked in, and maybe don't let your mum fund your front line. Until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.